Good morning, friends. Welcome to our weekly read and discuss. Today, we are starting with a new book, Drawing Solutions by Patti Dobrowlski. Um, how visualization, how visual goal setting will change your life. Uh, Start with introduction. If it is true that one of the only things we can count on in life is change, then knowing how to deal with and navigate changes when they happen is critical for success, happiness, and ultimately survival. This book is for anyone face to face with a situation that requires them to make changes. It doesn't matter if the change you are dealing with is huge, terrifying, and unexpected, such as unemployment or a health crisis. A change that starts with the growing awareness that something is missing in your life until it becomes a longing for something new, like more creative work, or a satisfying relationship. If this sounds like you and you feel at a loss about what to do right now to navigate the challenges you are facing, this book can be your guide. Using simple, proven techniques, you can transform what you wish were happening into a solid map towards the life you desire. This technique is based on simple truth that when you draw a picture of something you want to see happen, the brain sends out signal that begins to magnetize the results you long for. Almost immediately, you will begin to transform your life. Let me be your coach as I share with you what I have learned about drawing solutions to your problems after years of working with individuals and groups all over the world. Go get a pen and some paper and let me show you how to draw your way out of the box you are in right now. One sunny California afternoon, I found myself on my hands and knees in a stranger's garden. At first, I was crying because I had tried unsuccessfully to prune a lemon tree. The hacked up tree showed quite clearly that I was just pretending to be a gardener because this was the only job I had been able to find when I fled my life in Seattle for the anonymity of San Francisco. Up until when I had been a successful actor and a writer who had performed for years. My career had even taken me to Broadway. I had grown accustomed to the life I had created for myself. The fame and the approval were sweet. And then something happened that I never expected. Someone wrote a clearly negative review of my work and me. Their words played across the cover of the arts and entertainment section. Can't sing, can't dance, can't act, can't write, don't bother. Struck me to my core. I was paralyzed for a while and then I found I could not bear to act again. Some part of me knew that the review signaled that this part of my life was over. So I decided to escape. In Seattle, I was an actor who could no longer stand to act. By packing up and moving to San Francisco, I had transformed myself into a simple gardener with dubious pruning skills. In my new life, I only needed to weed, water, and prune to prove my self-worth. Here in this garden, there wasn't a soul to ask when my new show was opening. But now, as I sobbed in the shade of this mutilated lemon tree, I realized that not only was I a lousy actor, I was also a very bad gardener. In fact, at that moment, it seemed pretty clear to me that I was a failure at everything I tried to do. Why had my life taken such a turn for the for the worse? In my despair, I shook my fist at the big up there. I think I even yelled, "Answer me! Look at this half-chopped lemon tree that flopped on the ground." Moments later, I heard quite clearly a crabby little voice inside my head. "Pity party, wow, in 2 years this won't even matter. So get up, go call your boss and tell her about the tree. Just get it over with so we can move on." With that, I got up, wiped my snotty nose, brushed off my pants, and got out my cell phone. What I didn't know at that moment was that I was entering a 10-year cycle of profound changes that would eventually find me traveling widely, leading workshops, lecturing, and working with some of the most innovative people in the world. This book is for any one of you who are standing right now under a botched lemon tree of your own, wondering what will you become of you. In this place of pure panic, you have no idea what your next step is or how you will ever get there. Yet you know deep inside that something has to shift, something has to change, but you have no idea how to make the change happen. Just by being alive, each one of us comes to these crossroads where internally we begin to feel uncomfortable with our current state and know that something needs to shift. We want to get healthier, find better relationship, or move to a different, sunnier climate. Sometimes the change happens suddenly. Sometimes something happens and the life we thought we had is over. We lose a job, get diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, or a loved one suddenly transitions out of this world. Whatever the initial cause, a seed is planted and our lives begin to grow in a new direction. Andy Grove, co-founder of Intel Corporation, calls this calls this the point of inflection or the seed of infinite possibility. When we experience and acknowledge the desire to shift from where we are to where we could be, we create the possibility that we can step into a mysterious, magical, and alchemical process of change that will eventually transform us into something new, as scary as it may sound. Although along the way we discover new parts of ourselves as we link to our own internal maps and road signs, and encounter people and places that will help us achieve the goal germinated by our desires. While some of you may be new at this, many may already be used to navigating life changes. Change is stressful, challenging, and unavoidable. If you are certain about your ability to change with grace and flexibility, know that you have been using your ability to adapt since the day you were born. Now is the time to take hold of your hard earned adaptability skills and learn to literally draw solutions to help you make change more easily. This book will show you how. How to use this book. This book is set up you can maximize your brain's capacity to absorb and retain information as easily as possible. It is structured in a way that will help you grasp the value of visuals and include drawings throughout to help you remember the concept. While the book is structured into four sections, I encourage you to move around to find those things that you need right now. All roads lead to Rome, so find the road that's right for you to get there. Um, so we have something like part one, part two, part three, and part four. Part one, visual things, images, and change, how the brain works. Part two, I think the mapping process, current reality becomes desired new reality. Part three is working with the visual maps, what's to expect along the way. And part four is a quick guide to mapping, extreme version of the process. So here's the book how it is organized. Part one, why mapping works, visual images and change. Will prove you with the context setting and help you understand or remember how the brain works and why visuals are an important part of goal setting process success. It will give you a solid foundation for the process you are about to enter into. Part 2, the mapping process. Current reality becomes desired new reality. Introduces you to a simple visual process you will use to successfully make change happen, called the snapshot of the big picture. This is the heart of the book and will thoroughly guide you through each step, planning and making the change you desire. Part 3, working with visual maps. What to expect along the way. shows you how to maximize the benefit of snapshot of the big picture map you have created and help you work with the diverse reaction you and those around you make have to change, particularly the changes you are going to make. Part 4, Quick Guide to Mapping, is a streamlined version of the snapshot process. I put it there for you to return to again and again as you continue to adjust and adapt what you want to create as well as what life throws your way. If you are like me and you want to jump right into the process, or you already recognize the value of using visuals to help your goals and can't wait to start creating a map to make your changes you need right now, I suggest you go right to part 4 and get busy. You can always flip back to the previous parts of the book that go through the process more thoroughly. If you are a person who likes context, be sure to read part 1 before you start the mapping success. Should you be a person who is easily distracted, you will be delighted to know that all sections are short and sweet and the entire book is filled with both stories and facts. While you could do what you always do when you get a book, I encourage you to do something different, which is both a great way to start the process and a means to wake your brain up by telling, pay attention, new things are happening. Have a great time and shoot me an email at pattyupyourcreativitygenius.com to let me know how it went. I'll stop here. Do you want to start, Wendy? Part one.
Part 1, Why Mapping Works, Visual Images and Change. Like a majority of the population, I'm a visual person. When I am working with an individual or myself or a business that is navigating big transitions, I use a mapping technique I developed, the snapshot of the big picture process. This is a way of examining the current state of your life with a special focus on places where you want to create something new. Once you can capture this in images, you begin to create a detailed picture of your desired future reality. Doing this allows you to see, feel, and experience what your life will be like when you make some changes. Once you know where you are right now and where you would like to be in the future, you will build a roadmap to get you from your current to your new destination. Using this visual map or snapshot, you may begin to move toward the life you desire with confidence and clarity. I've used this process with thousands of people in a wide variety of settings. Although much of my work using the snapshot process occurred in corporate settings with teams of people, it is just as effective when used by individuals to navigate personal life changes. This book distills my 20 years of working with groups and individuals to give you a concise way to use my method in your own life. It will help you navigate huge, earth-shaking changes as well as make small changes to improve the quality of your life. What makes this technique so effective? It incorporates cutting-edge information about how the brain works in such a way that you bypass the parts of your rational mind that tend to sabotage your ability to make positive changes. On the surface, what I am suggesting may seem simplistic, but this is only because the snapshot technique communicates directly with the parts of your brain that work with patterns and images. And it is this kind of communication that results in profound, deep-seated changes in how we operate in the world. I've seen it work for thousands of people, and I know it will. I'll stop here.
Okay. Understanding how your brain works. A review. Your brain is divided into two distinct parts that consciously function together to interpret all of your experiences, consciously and unconscious, and to help you understand and react to them. In his book, A Whole New Mind, Daniel Pink does a great job by outlining the functions performed by the two sides of the brain. The left side, usability, analytic thought, logic, language, science, and math. On the right side, design, creative, holistic thought, intuition, creativity, art, and music. The left side of the brain is associated with a processing style that is sequential. It recognizes serial events like talking, writing, and reading, while the right side of the brain is simultaneous. It tries to find connections and help us interpret images and emotions. The left is associated with a processing style that is more focus on logical and linear thinking. Right side processing helps focus on context and the big picture. It takes both sides of your brain to help you make decisions, and luckily, the two work harmoniously to help you access and process information on a number of levels. To identify where you are in your life at a deep level, you want to consciously activate your brain so you can understand and organize the full picture. By combining words with images, you fire up both sides of your brain simultaneously. Dan Rome spoke the back of the napkin. The back of the napkin illustrates different visual problem solving methodologies. He describes how the brain integrates the information collected from millions of visual signals entering through the retina as photons of light. These signals are transformed into electrical impulses or signals that are filtered, compared, and categorized to form complete, meaningful pictures. The process your brain uses to absorb the information is the same whether you're problem solving or simply looking at the object or a scene. Then, Rome's process of visual thinking. 1. Look. 2. See. 3. Imagine. 4. Show. The process of categorizing images and concepts into patterns generates a profound sense of knowing, deeper and stronger than anything the rational mind can create. The synthesizing process is critical for accessing the deep clarity needed to use my snapshot mapping process. What brought you to the present moment? What words and images might you use to depict your life experiences? There's always some history or backstory behind them. By creating examining images as a way of understanding your life, you learn to identify the roads you have been traveling. Some may have taken you to your desired destination, others led to dead ends. In the snapshot process, we begin with a simple examination of the current state of your life to help you to better understand the vehicle you want to drive and the roads you want to travel. As you move into a new landscape, that will be the backdrop of your life. The part of your mind that keeps driving down the same old roads is your subconscious, which, according to cellular biologist Bruce Lipton, the biology of belief, is responsible for about 98% of our behavior. Awareness of the way your mind works is the first step to chart a new route. If you pay attention to the thoughts or behaviors that motivate you, you begin to see how they may be sabotaging your life in big and small ways. If so, are you ready to transform them into new beliefs that will take you toward the future you desire? I think I'll stop here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think looks like a very great book. Something uh, I'm looking forward to. Uh, I think we'll also need looks like we need pencil and paper as well. Maybe after some time to draw or to mention some visualizations. But yeah, I first time I'm hearing more about visualization, so I'll very curious about it. Thanks, Julie, for recommending. Yeah, I have nothing more to add. Just looking forward, like, to reading more and more. Do you have anything, Wendy?
Well, it's already with one sentence that hit home for me when they were talking about,
Mm.
you know, no matter what they tried to do, they were failing at it. And I kind of went through that when I was in college. When I first started college, I was jumping from one major to another Because something, I would start with one, and then something, I would hit a speed bump, so to speak. You know, there would be a course that I would have that was required that I would have trouble with, so I had to change it. That's it.
Do you want to add anything, Julie?
Sorry, I was speaking. I forgot I muted my screen. So yeah, thank you guys for picking this. I read this a couple years ago. I don't know if you can see or not. I have all kinds of visuals, and can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also do a monthly vision chart, and I do the simple the really powerful piece is the actions. I don't know if you can see this at the end on page 116. Is you create where you're at and somehow bounce you into what you rather have. And a lot of visualization work I found is they just kind of have you do what you want. And I think that it's powerful to do where you're at because it gives you the strategy of the transition. And then on top of that, it asks you to do 3 bold actions, just 3. And a lot of people who believes that once you do your visioning work, that your subconscious will work and attract that. But I believe that if you act on it, it's much more powerful. So if you want to look at for yourselves, the starting with like page 109, it says cheat sheet to get you started. You can start right away. And the other thing is most of people, one of the obstacles to doing that is that people say, I can't draw. So she gave us lots of little simple drawings that's really easy to do. So yeah, I think it's good to start small. So I invite you to maybe just take one little thing, like Wendy says, she kept on doing the same thing and never get there. Just pick one small thing and then go ahead, do the current picture, the future picture, and find at least one action to do. And then that will be it. For me, I think I really thought that the books are interesting. I don't know if I have time to read the books, but I'm going to put them in my to-read list.
Which one?
The one he mentioned 2, The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. And then the other one was Daniel Pink, A Whole New Mind.
Oh, the whole new.
I don't think so I started keeping a spreadsheet, a Google sheet of all the things I like to read. So that's just go on my list. I won't go and read it this lifetime, maybe next lifetime. So thank you. I'm excited about this too. Yeah. And if anybody want to talk to me offline about it, or if you guys want to bring something you did from this week for the next week, that'll be great. That's all I have.
Awesome. Sure. I think that's a good. Also, maybe once we are in the middle of the book or something, we can show some examples of how we use the visual goal setting to, to handle some kind of task or some kind of planning that we did visually.
Yeah, that's great.
Revision kind of, maybe some attempt at drawing.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So that's awesome. We'll continue next week then. For commitment section, so I have one of my evergreen commitment of going to gym for the 3 times. That's still I haven't reached at that step. So that's part 1. Um, Secondly, I'm just uh, this weekend I have nothing specific planned yet. But one of the time goals is like the piano class and some other things that we are trying to put our head to. Like we also we are planning to see how to put him in Hapkido. Is one of the uh, classes that also going around. So few things still need to figure out. Also, I took a testing mom subscription, which is for kids who wants to do the what do you call the gifted program. So I'll be spending some time on doing what that site is, how it is, um, um, just browsing through it. One of the thing I found it there is a chess for chess kids some section where I got a login and all. I'm trying to teach my kid chess uh, on and off. So he's interested in it. So let's see, like bunch of stuff around that this week. So that's from my side. You want to go next, Julie?
Yeah. So last week I tried to I can't find last week. Okay. So this week I'm going to work on my book some more. I continue to be nice to my husband. Although now I think I can drop it off the list. It's kind of more habituated. I definitely need to work on my book, and I'm going to say exercise. I've been doing really well. There's like um there's like simple exercise on YouTube that's really
Yeah.
good, that really works the spine. It's called spinal
Yes, yes.
qigong. Did I share that with you already?
I think so. I haven't.
Sound familiar?
No, no, you haven't shared it. I think you
Okay, I'll
mentioned
share that with you. It's just like 10 minutes. So even if you can't get to the gym, you can
it.
still work your whole body.
Nice.
If you don't mind me sharing it.
That's,
Yeah, please share it.
Okay. What's that, Wendy?
that's like it's for me.
Not for you, right?
It is.
Oh, it is? Okay, I'll definitely send it to both of you. And then there's another one that's much more quieter. I'll send it to you too. And a friend of mine was aching all over her body, so I didn't want her to do it. Stretches. She's the one that stretch with me every week. So
Mm-hmm.
Everett showed me this new exercise. It's called 站桩, which is standing exercise, but it's supposed to be very healing. So I'll share both of those with you. So I'll exercise. I'm for a couple of weeks. I stopped doing. I have a daily log, a time log, and task planning. Every day I put down. I do like the 7 habits. I do a list of goals for the week, and then I do a daily list from the weekly list. But I stopped doing it for a couple of weeks, so I'm going to commit to doing that again. That's it. That's my 3-4 plans.
Well, for me, it's keep up with my yoga, keep up with the exercise, and my studying, research. That's it.
Oh, and Wendy, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah, not yet.
Okay, happy birthday soon to come.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
Oh,
A week from tomorrow?
2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
What's the date?
25th.
25th. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. And happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's right. That's coming up this week.
That's coming up. So 2 sweets for your sweetie. I'm just joking.
That's okay.
Happy Valentine's Day to you all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Cool then. See you. Yeah, have a great week. Enjoy your
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, you all too. I'm gonna turn the live off. And then